Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to our channel. I'm headed to Country Market right now, our local grocery store, to pick up a few items to make our Sunday dinner with. We have family coming over unexpectedly. We was busy all day yesterday, so we didn't have a chance to go to the store. So I'm going, and you're going to come along with me and see what I picked up, and stay tuned to see how the ribs comes out at the end of this video. Thank you. So I always thought Sunday meals was not complete without bread. So I went ahead and picked up the loaf of this French bread, and unfortunately I was the only one who ate it during dinner time. So now we have plenty of leftovers, but my daughter likes it too, so I don't regret buying it. But with all the food we had, we really did not need the bread. My daughter loves corn on the cob, and of course you cannot have barbecue ribs without corn on the cob. It seemed like them two are like a staple together. So I did pick up 6 ears of corn to make along the side of the ribs. I'm not a big fan of corn, so I went ahead and picked up some zucchini and some summer squash to fry up in coconut oil. And so that's what I had for my vegetable instead of the corn on the cob. The next thing on my list was some bacon to go into the baked beans that we'll be having on the side. So I grabbed some of that. And then here are the ribs that I ended up deciding to go with. There was $4 and something a pound. I don't remember off the top of my head. But the price was not that great for pork. But right now in quarantine times, it just seems like it's really hard to get meat. So I went ahead and bought these. And then, of course, barbecue is not complete without Sweet Baby Ray. We like to mix the two. We like to mix the hickory and brown sugar along with the honey to add a little extra flavor between the two. And the next thing we need for our dinner is a can of baked beans. We like the brown sugar, hickory, and we have the recipe on another video, which I'll link down below. This video is on the pulled pork sandwich video, and that goes over exactly how we make our baked beans. So please check that out. And then we just need a couple of our staple items, the onion powder and garlic powder that we use in pretty much everything. It's almost like salt and pepper in our house. So now I'm on my way to get some beverages for the dinner tonight. One thing that we put in our ribs is A&W root beer. It adds a little sweetness to the ribs. You don't taste the root beer, but it just makes the ribs amazing. So I had to grab one of those. And then Varner's is, we're from Michigan, and this is an absolute favorite of most people from Michigan. And you put some chocolate ice cream in that, and that is just Court loves it. I'm not a big fan. And then of course I love my Mountain Dew, so I had to get a bottle of that. And then here's our ice cream, the chocolate ice cream for the Varner's cooler. So I ended up spending $68.15, but I think altogether for making the Sunday dinner, because that was basically the main thing I bought, I think I ended up probably spending close to $50 on dinner, because there was a couple of extra things that I did pick up, such as the ice cream we didn't technically need for dinner, the mayonnaise, the waffles, and the cereal. Everything else was pretty much for dinner that night. So $50 is kind of pricey in a sense for one dinner, but when you feed that many people, if you think about it, that's less than $10 a piece. So it's not that bad of a deal, and it came out really, really delicious. So stick tuned and see how we make these delicious ribs. And if you like this channel, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please leave a comment if you have any suggestions. Thank you.
Hello, welcome to Kurt's Kitchen. Today we have some guests coming over for Sunday dinner, and we're going to have country style barbecue ribs in the oven. And it's really simple, no fuss, so you can tidy up and clean the house while they're slow cooking in the oven. What you're going to need is your pork ribs, garlic powder, onion powder, some foil. I like to use a cast iron skillet. Any baking dish will do. And root beer. Any root beer will work, but A&W is the best. When I have time, I will season the pork with these two seasonings, give it a bath in A&W, and let it sit in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes before putting it in the oven. To date, yesterday we were gone all day, and we didn't do a lot of prepping yesterday, so we're kind of in a pinch for time. So I'm just going to do that procedure, but then put them directly in the oven without letting them sit in the refrigerator for a half an hour. I've done it both ways, so when you need an expeditious way to get it done, you can skip that step of the refrigerator for a half an hour, and they taste practically the same. I couldn't tell a difference. So let me wash my hands. And since I need these done, because the guests will be here in about 3 hours, I'm going to put them right in the oven. So I've got the oven preheating. Right now it is about 110 degrees, and we want that to be between 250 and 300 degrees for a slow cook. And it'll slow cook in the oven for 2.5 to 3 hours. Once it starts falling apart and is very tender, you can pull it out. All right, so let's open up our packaging from the market. Sprinkle some garlic and onion powder on both sides. My cast iron skillet is already seasoned with oil after we washed it, so it's all ready to go non-stick. But if you are using a baking dish, you may want to use some cooking spray and spray the bottom of your baking dish. I would avoid putting salt on these because pork is already pretty salty as it is. If you wanted to put a little pepper on, you can. All right, so now they go in the pan. And try to get as many of these in here as possible. I start out by going around the edges in a circle. Our 9-year-old Isabella is outside mowing the yard, and I just heard her hit a rock, I think. So she'll be coming in any moment now to let us know, Dad, I need some help with the mower. Wait for it, wait for it. I hear the steps, there she is at the door. Hello, Isabella. What seems to be the problem?
The lawnmower ran over Boo's ball.
The lawnmower ran over Boo, the dog's ball. And it needs to be started again, right? Okay, so give me just a minute. I'm on camera right now. And as soon as we get these ribs in the oven, I'll be out to help you restart the lawnmower. Have one more package to go, and my pan's getting full. So we have a family of 5. Dawson, who's only 9 months, can't chew on a rib yet, so we don't usually have this many, and this works just fine for us. But since we have extra guests coming, my little sister and her new boyfriend that we're going to meet for the first time, we're going to need a backup skillet. So I'm going to be using our large one and our medium-sized one today. hands. All right, now we're gonna give them a bath in A&W root beer. Ah! That's some good stuff. We're gonna pour it right on top of the meat. And we've got them about 1 inch deep. So you want to pour it on top of them. In between them, all over, about 1 inch deep for both. So we've used maybe 1/4 of the 2 liter. And we got some fizz there. That was unexpected. That I should have anticipated. I'm cleaning up. Oven's at 250, perfect timing. So all I have to do is put foil over top so that they can steam while they cook in the oven. So you can put them in the oven, go about your business getting other things done, because they're going to be in the oven for about 2.5 to 3 hours. When you check them at 2.5 hours, they're just about where you want them, but you want them to be a little bit longer. Then we're going to pull them out and add the barbecue sauce, put them back in the oven, uncovered, with the barbecue sauce for 1/2 hour. Okay, you want this nice and tight around the edges so that it locks in the steam. So while these are in the oven for the next 2 hours, I'll probably check them 1 or 2 times and just give them at least 1 flip and then put them back in. But most of it's no fuss, and you can go about your business and do what you gotta do. For us, we gotta finish mowing the yard. And we have a little bit more cleaning to do around the house. We'll probably set the table at that time with the tablecloth and such. And an hour before dinner, we want to make our sides. So we have baked beans to put in a crock pot, so they can slow cook in the crock pot for about 1 hour before dinner. And then a 1/2 hour before dinner, it gets a little busy because then we'll be steaming our corn on the cob and making our campfire buttery, extra buttery potatoes. I think that's all we're making, right?
Oh, corn on the cob?
Got corn on the cob, baked beans, barbecue ribs, and then the campfire potatoes. So we're making 4 things, and then Sabrina is bringing pasta salad and strawberry shortcake. All right, the baked beans are already showed in the pulled pork video, so I won't be showing you how to make the baked beans today, even though we'll be making those. So if you like to go over to the pulled pork video, which is a happy birthday for Isabella video, and check out the baked beans there, hit like, subscribe, all those good things, and we'll see you soon. So they cook for 3 hours. Could cook a little bit longer. So they're almost done. They're getting pretty tender. So now we can drain the root beer, add the barbecue, and put them back in the oven for about another 1/2 hour. Then they should be nice and tender.
put
We're
this
gonna
on.
put them back in for a half an hour, and we'll be eating.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, please hit the like and please subscribe to us. We try to put up a new video every week. Thanks. Bye.